Hey, record loving friends, this is Brian from Tokyo Record Style. Strap in because this is going to be a wild ride. I'm going all over the place because I have a lot to share about. I haven't made a video in a few days, and I wanted to give you a State of the Union address on everything that's going on with Tokyo Record Style. Starting with a new record that I got. I actually celebrated my 47th birthday this week, and I've been celebrating all week long. And I was considering maybe treating myself to a little 7-inch, maybe, I don't know, something within budget, just a little something. And I was, I saw on social media that my friend Akizawa-san, who runs Share Tent, which is the record store that Share Tent, the record store that kind of initiated this Tokyo Record Style project. It was the record shop that I mentioned before that I stumbled upon last November, and it was a record shop of record shops, little cubbies all over the place, which you can rent out and sell your own little, consignment records. And I had stumbled upon it just a few months after it had opened, and met Akigawa-san, and she had told me, yeah, we opened up in September, and yeah, let's see how it goes, and you can rent the box. I thought, oh, this is so cool. I shared about that, and that sort of gave me the impetus to say, maybe I should go and share more about Tokyo record culture. So I saw that she posted, oh, on September 11th, we're going to be celebrating our 1-year anniversary. Well, that happens to be my birthday. So I thought, well, I'm going to go over there and wish her a happy birthday and, just have a little fun together. So I went over to Tent Records on my birthday, and there's one booth there. Now, this booth is by the record store Unknown Treasure Music. Now, I happen to know what Unknown Treasure Music means something to me. It happens to be the handle of one of the subjects on Tokyo Record Style. Now, I saw a kid, like a 11-year-old kid, on social media scrolling in records or shopping at a record store, and I reached out to him and I said, hey, to the parent or the kid who's running this Instagram account, I really like your feed and you're into records and you're only 11. Like, let's make a photo. And the dad wrote me and said, is this Brian? Our sons go to swimming lessons together. It turns out I already know these guys. So we had a nice little afternoon together. And then it turns out that he's one of the guys that runs one of these boxes inside Shared Tent. So I have scouted Unknown Treasure Records, Unknown Treasure Music's box a couple of times. I've never known quite what to get. But I saw something that I saw something for in the budget. King Crimson's famous In the Court of the King, I think it's called. Actually, what is the name of this record? That's it, I think. In the Court of the Crimson King, right. So I've owned this record once before, but somehow it disappeared from the collection. But this is a killer record. And it's quite expensive. It's gotten to be really expensive. And Unknown Treasure Music, who has a great little obi, here's their logo, hand-drawn, picture Unknown Treasure Music, King Crimson, 2,500 yen. And he's got a little QR code down here on the bottom, and it says, one of the original Japanese pressings, this outstanding, funky, groovy prog rock album is a must. Check it out. So I'm checking it out. I've got it figured out. I'm the one that's got it figured out. But no, this was a really good price, and I might not have butted it otherwise. And it's a little bit beat up, but I don't mind a kind of a beat up record. It kind of means that it's been well loved, and if the wax is okay, I don't really mind it. And I took this out and I put this on the turntable, and I haven't checked whether it's an original pressing or whatever, but it has the Japanese insert, so it definitely is a Japanese pressing. And man, it sounds amazing. It sounds better than a lot of new records that I have. It's just, there's just something that those old engineers and old mixing and mastering guys did, or something in the wax, or something in the process. The old records from the 60s and early 60s sound amazing. And I don't know what year this is, but what year was this? It doesn't say, but probably 1970 it probably came out. But it's so killer. There's a great song on here. There's a great song on here called I Talk to the Wind, which I really, really love it. And I came to know that song. Now, I knew the album, and I somehow I didn't really know this second song on it called I Talk to the Wind. And my Italian friend on the banks of the Ganges River in Rishikesh, he said to me, "How do you not know I Talk to the Wind?" And it's the best King Crimson song ever. And I said, well, there it goes. I didn't know it. And he said, you gotta. And so I went back and I listened to this song over and over, and it's become a song that I really, really love. And on that, on the banks of the river, we were sitting on a blanket playing guitar up in Rishikesh, where the Beatles recorded the White Album. I'll get to that in a second. But we wrote a song, and there was together we traded lyrics, and we wrote a song on guitar together. And I actually have the little pieces of paper that we wrote. And I remember we started out with something about I fell from the sky or something. And my friend said, no, I fell up from the sky. And he said, that's the way Jimi Hendrix, or that's the way King Crimson would write it. So you'll hear I'm going to read this, and you'll hear a little bit of that in there. It says, it's all over the place. We were 25, 26. The planet Mars thinks too hard. The moon flies down to a wrecked velvet sky. The rainbow mountain arises from the depths of the limitless universe. The star's waterfall comes up to my door, sings a melody and says no more. The reflection from the mirror is so pure. I want to explore, but not so sure. A hatred cloud melts on the floor, squeezes my wrist between the walls of my mind, scratches soul with the waves of time, but then frees me from the chains that bind. Through a purple cloud I fly up to the ground, surrounded outside of space. And why can I touch it but not hear it? I can't see you with my ears, but I can listen to your eyes. The sound is nice. I'd like to do it twice, but then I fall back down to the sky, and its memory seems like a blink of the eye. So this is just a killer memory and a killer record. So it was a fun little birthday moment. My King Crimson back in my collection. Then I got a really nice little present from my friend Michael Warren, the Michael Warren. You'll see Michael Warren all over Tokyo Record Style. If you go visit Tokyo Record Style, either on the webpage, tokyo.record.style, or on Instagram, I'll link him in the comments. I think the most frequently appeared sort of cameo person is my buddy Michael, who I've known, who's from the States and who I met in Japan a number of years ago, maybe 5 or 6 years ago now, who I kind of talk to. We kind of are a sounding board for each other's ideas almost on a daily basis. And Michael has taught me so much about music, and he's such a caring, sweet, loving, and knowledgeable guy. He made me a playlist. Oh, you know what? I should pull out his record. Let me see if I can. Oh, I should pull it out. He's got a record up here. It's called Honest People. It's a really good record. I should have had that on the standby. I'll get it. Hold on. Not coming in super clear, but the album's called Stay Light by Honest People. It's a band that's mostly him, I think, playing. I think he's got a few of his music aficionado friends on it, but I think all the songs are written by Michael, and I think the band is a chorus of friends and family, but it's a killer record. You can listen to it on streaming. It's out there. Honest People is the name of the band. Stay Light is the name of the record. I think it came out in 2013, and it's a beautiful sounding record. I really recommend it. But Michael's a beautiful musician. He also plays in a Japanese indie band called Advantage Lucy and Hatsukoi 4, and he's been in a number of great musical ensembles. And he made me a really nice playlist. He actually made me 2 playlists, which was a really nice, great way to, what a great birthday present. Thank you, Michael. And his first one was 4 groups of 7 songs for my 47th birthday. He made the 7 different categories, 4 groups. Let's see, how do I have 7 groups and 4 different songs in each group. Folk, Callahan, Pollard, Reggae, Midwestern, Jazz, and Samson. I have no idea what 3 or 4 of these 7 categories are. I'm gonna still have to look them up. But killer playlist. I listened to it on my birthday, and he says try it on shuffle, and I think he's got a couple of ideas about. He's a playlist guy. I'm kind of a mixtape guy. We're about, there's 6, 7, 8 years difference between us. And he's definitely of the playlist generation. I'm definitely of the cassette generation. And in addition to this really nice, what would that be? 7 groups of 4 songs, 28 songs. He made me the long play, 47 albums. 47 albums for 47 years. And he put, 47 different albums on this playlist. It's probably, I don't even know, 6 hours, 10 hours of music. But it had led with the new Blur record, Ballad for Darren, which I listened to, which is so good. That is not what I was expecting from the new Blur record. It's a masterpiece. It's very good. Then the Weaker Thans, Guided by Voices, Load, Nick Cave, Wilco. Michael's a big Wilco fan. And so I'm not going to get through it it's going to be my music listening for the next couple weeks. So thank you for the really nice playlist, Michael. And I recommend to you, make a playlist for your friend or your family for your birthday. And and check out Michael, check out Honest People. And our little daily sounding board chit chat. We actually, it's almost like a fake imaginary podcast we call the dog log. It's quite long to explain, but there may be something in the works where we're going to bring this to you all, and you can hear some serialized conversations in an interesting new format in the maybe not so distant future. So look out for that. And I'll throw one last thing out there about Michael. He runs he lives kind of halfway between Tokyo and Aomori in the north of Japan. They've got an interesting space up there called 1454. So if you ever travel to Towada, which is a beautiful part of Japan, be sure to check out 1454. He also gave me this cool little notebook that I've been writing these notes for these videos in. It says Cactus on it. It's this nice little yellow notebook. So thanks for that too, Michael. Speaking of notebooks, I mentioned in the last video about a Tom Waits book. While I was searching for something else, I found that True Confessions, Tom Waits, and this is the sort of, let's see, we'll read one. These are questions for Tom Waits, maybe? What's wrong with the world? Question. Answer. We are buried beneath the weight of information, which is being confused with knowledge. Quantity is being confused with abundance, and wealth with happiness. Leona Helmsley's dog made $12 million last year. And Dean McLean, a farmer in Ohio, made $30,000. It's a gigantic version of madness that grows in every one of our brains. We are monkeys with money and guns. So, well, that's a little bit of a poignant one, but Tom Waits, cool notebooks. So then the other nice little present that I got from my friend was from my friend. Went to Korea, and two of the people that I've met through the Tokyo Record Style project are Bora and Johnny, and they run a shop in Seoul called Lemon. And Lemon Seoul is, follow them on Instagram. I'll drop their links in the comments. Lemon Seoul is a cool shop filled with cool stuff. They've got records and record players and cassette players and stuff from the 70s and 80s and 90s, and it's a very well curated collection of awesome stuff that you're gonna love. Walkmans, boom boxes, gizmos from your youth. And if you know some of the things that we're talking about, you're gonna love this shop. So my friend went to Lemon. I'm dying to go there. I'm gonna go. And came back with this something in here. Enjoy Perfect Lemon Recipe Volume 1. Chun cha cha cha. This beautiful cassette. I don't even know what's on here because I no longer have a cassette deck. But I see one in my not so distant future. And what's so funny is that I'm gonna have to I have to take my glasses off to read the cassette liner notes. But beautiful old cassette. They've got this is volume 1 of maybe a mixed series. They've got a cool graphics on here. It's a very hip shop. And when my friend went there to get this, they had Borda and Johnny make me a little happy birthday greeting, and they sent it to me on video. It was so nice and sweet. So thank you so much for that. It inspired me to dig out. Now, I used to have a ton of cassettes, and I think one of my Boulder friends inherited it somehow. But I did keep a few, and I went and just dug them out right now, and they are in my Beatles White Album lunchbox. So these are all of my cassettes that are left. Don't have too many of them, but I'm adding this to here, and I think I'm gonna get one of those We Are Rewind Walkmans. There's a new brand. I think they're from France. They make a really, really nice new Walkman called We Are Rewind. They're in really nice metallic finish. They look really well built. Apparently, there's some people saying on the internet that they have some low quality, or I don't know, slightly under spec magnetic head which reads the tape, but it's the only one that's being made. The magnetic head is like the only one available on the market. So I think it's like the best you can get, and the fact that it's a brand new Walkman, and it's, it probably has it's not going to die soon. So I think I'm going to get one of those. But I'll rattle off a few of these. These are all, as I've said, this is Amy's Farm. Fish's legendary show from Amy's Farm. This is set 1. I got sets 1, 2, and 3 from that. I've got narrated Gamehenge. Side 1 and side 2. This is probably worth something. And then what else I have is I've got an old mixtape from an old friend, and it's got a nice little note on it. And not only is it a nice little note, but it's pages cut out from an amazing book. I can't believe that she cut the pages out of this book. My favorite book. I have to say it's my favorite book, and I won't tell you who it is. Well, I'll tell you who it is, but I won't tell you the title. You'll know if you know. I'll read it to you. The highest function of love. This is from the book. This is a quote from the book. The highest function of love is that it makes the loved one a unique and irreplaceable being. Each and every morning when I awake, my eyes brim with tears at the realization that I am still here, breathing, when all who shared my natal day have for half a millennia been dust. Each and every morning, when first I see the dawn ray take your sleeping face tenderly in its tongs, I tremble in a kind of ecstasy that you and I continue to lie in love together, century after juicy century, while every other pair of lovers who have lived has had to helplessly watch their passion suffocate in the sags of their sickly flesh. This is about a couple who lives forever. Now that may strike you as some small unworthy thing. Live by the heart if you would live forever, said Alobar. Long live Alobar. Jitterbug Perfume. Okay, fine. Tom Robbins. Great book. And it lives in my Beatles, awesome Beatles suitcase. And then the last thing that I want to talk about is top 5 records. Now, top 5 records is a project that's kind of sits under Tokyo Record Style. It's a project that I'm hosting with 3 of my friends, Michael being one of them, Tat Fukutomi-san, aka Bemsha, and one other guest DJ that we invite onto this podcast / DJ event / talk show that we host once a month or once every couple months. Top 5 Records is an ode to the Nick Hornby novel and movie of the same name with John Cusack, High Fidelity. these three record store clerks, Rob, Dick, and Barry, and it's their antics of talking about music all day in the back stock rooms of the record store. And they come up with these sort of silly ideas for each other. Top 5 records for a Monday morning, top 5 records, side one, track one, top 5 records about death. And my friends, Alora's Dad tribute, and my friends and I, we made this series called Top 5 Records, where we would pick our own themes, and that could be loosely interpreted in a number of ways, and we would go to our computers or whatever, and we would count down our top 5 records on these various themes. So our next one is coming up, and I wanted to share a little bit about it. Here's the Nick Hornby novel, High Fidelity. If you haven't seen this movie, you gotta see it. And there's a new series on Netflix with Zoe Kravitz, Lenny Kravitz's daughter. It's like a new adaptation. The Nick Hornby novel takes place in London. The movie High Fidelity is adapted to take place in Chicago, and I forget where the Hulu series. I haven't seen the Hulu series, but there's our heroes. They don't look like heroes, but Dick, Barry, and Rob debating their top 5 records about death. And there's my pals, Michael and Bemsha, and we're hosting this event monthly in Shimokitazawa Station at Talking Gorilla. It started out as a online podcast only, and has since evolved to this live experience. We've done 14 different themes so far. We did best songs for a Saturday night. We did covers. We did autobiographical albums that were important milestones in our lives. We replicated the side one, track ones. We did top 5 records from the 80s. We did concept albums, fly on the wall, albums that we would have liked to have been a fly on the wall to watch being made. We did live records, live albums. We did languages of music, which was about, we all interpreted that as like in whatever way we wanted to, but I think it was generally languages and not our songs, our music not in our native languages. And it could be songs, it could be albums, it could be artists. We really leave the format totally open. There's the Laura's Dad tribute, songs about death. Then we started season 2 with music about music. Then we did Heroes Just for One Day. Our last episode was Summertime. And our next upcoming episode is The Color of Music. This is going to be on September 23rd, which is 2 weeks from tomorrow, from the day after, 2 weeks from now, basically. And it's going to be on September 3rd from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Talking Gorilla in Shimokitazawa. The theme is the color of music. And it's really up to our DJs to decide how they're going to interpret that, whether it's albums that maybe have colors in the title, or evoke a sense of color, or artists who represent particular colors to them, or just songs about color. I have no idea. I haven't actually decided I've got an idea of what I'm going to present about, but basically what I need to do is I need to pick my top 5, and I need to go build a little presentation deck. And in the middle of our show, we'll take a little break and we'll have a talk show, and we'll each take turns presenting about our top 5 records. This episode is going to be a little bit special because we have 2 special guests. We've got Miki, DJ Mike Wasabi from Sweden, from Stockholm, is coming to visit us, a friend of Michael's. And we've also got Asano Michael. We've got Miki, Michael, and Asano Michael. So I'm surrounded by Michaels. And Asano Michael runs another blog online, I think mostly on TikTok, but also on Instagram and YouTube, called record_blog. Michael Asano Michael, record_blog. I'll link it in the comments. And so we're really excited to have both of them as guest DJs. So I want to invite you all to come September 23rd. It's just a friendly affair. It's not too glamorous. It's really an open forum for us to all come together. And I think if you're curious about DJing, or maybe you've never DJed before. It's we're not really DJing. We're selecting playlists, but we're selecting records. We're selectors. So there's a bit. We've had a couple of DJs who took the production to another level, but basically we're just selecting songs, and we're kind of inviting everybody to come and participate. So if you're keen to participate, then come and check one out, see what it's like. It's really fun. And we might have some special surprises at the next Top 5 records, so it could be fun. So please like and subscribe. I should start saying that. And leave me a comment. What more do you want to hear talked about on Tokyo Record Style YouTube channel? I'm really keen to get a conversation going. I think there's only a few of us here, but it's still really fun. And yeah, guys, I love you all. I'm really pumped. So until next time, I hope I see you guys out at the record store, and take care. So long. Bye.